Hello, everybody. This is Uncle Bruce coming back to you and want to talk to you today about a new topic with my friend Juvenal. How are you, Juvenal?
Hey Bruce, I'm very good, and I'm glad to be back again.
Good, good. So today we have an interesting topic, and it's basically directed at a part of our population. And I'm going to share my screen with you real quick to show you the topic that we're going to be discussing. So this is the topic. It's called Young People Demand Skills and Learning for Future Employment, Responding to a Fragile World of High Living Costs, Pandemic Disruptions, Climate Crisis, and Rising Conflicts. So it's an interesting topic to discuss today, talking about the part of our population that is young, okay, younger than me by a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly.
They're younger than I am by a little bit. But anyway, this is always a good topic to talk about this segment of our population because it's a very important part of our population. These are the people that are going to keep going after I'm too old to work. You know, they're the ones going to keep the economy going, keep the money flowing because they earn money and they spend money. But this particular segment of the population is talking about some difficulties and some challenges. And so let's talk about that a little bit. What was your take on this article as you read it over, Juvenal?
Yeah, that's right. So from my side, I think it's a very interesting topic because number one, this is about United Nations survey, okay, that is giving voice to a part of the population that usually don't have it. Okay, so the other point is the range of this survey. So it is addressed to young people around the world: Africa, Asia, Americas, Europe. And the number three is we are living in a very, such as the article is saying, a very fragile world.
Mm-hmm.
I think, from my side, I don't know some period in my life that we are going through a lot of changes like we are living now. So and for me it's a good point of a reflection because I have a son who is 19.
Mm-hmm.
So
fits in this category. He's certainly in this
exactly.
category because the category they kind of identified between the ages of 10 and 24. You know,
Exactly.
20 and 10 and 24 is like these are the kids in school still, and basically they are in college, maybe in junior high school. 10 years old, they'd be in what age group? They'd probably, or what level of education? Probably about sixth grade, okay? In American school system, probably similar in Brazil. Sixth, fifth grade. And these kids are starting to become teenagers, okay? But then you get to teenagers, and those are young adults. You know, they're becoming young adults. And until they're done with their university, graduating from university, this is that segment of population. And yeah, they don't have a lot of buying power yet, but they will in the future. So this idea of what they need now, they're telling us what they need now. There was a survey done to talk about their life now. How can we help them to become good young adults?
Exactly. And this kind of topic raises other points. For example, let's talk about employment. in general, and I think not only in Brazil, but around the world, and even in US, the schools, the business schools are not preparing this youth population to the next step, you know. The schools are not preparing our young people, you know, to work or to handle complex problems. You know what I mean? We are living in a world with you know, it's boring, I know, but we are living in a world that everybody's talking about AI, ChatGPT, the environmental crisis, war, politics issues.
Yes, political
So
situations. But
exactly.
I'm a child. I'm a young person, 10 to 24. Look, I'm playing games all the time. So, you know,
Yeah,
that's not helping any either. You know, with the game industry are attracting these young people to play more and more and more. So
yeah,
that's not a
yeah,
good thing as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think it's cool to play games. I was playing a game today. I was playing Scrabble. Do you know the game Scrabble?
yeah. It's good.
Yeah, creating words, using
Yeah,
your mind and understanding the best way to put them in the board to get more points. So I was playing
exactly.
that, and it was frustrating because I was beating the game. You know, I was playing the computer. I was beating the computer, and it stopped playing against me because it's good. I don't want to play against you. It's like, yeah, okay, that's just a game, okay? And the computer cannot keep
Yeah,
up with the human many times, okay? But with the ideas of playing games, you know, it's okay to a point, but the kids are asking for something that's going to get them to a position where they can earn good money so they can have a car, so they can have an apartment or a house, they can buy clothing, they can do what they want to do, go to the movies, the theater, to watch different shows. They want money to have a good life and to enjoy the life with having enough money to pay for things. And they're not feeling confident about their ability to get those things, to get that ability to have a good paying job. And it's within good reason too, you know. So we need to give them that. One thing that I thought of in this whole process of considering the topic for today is English. Okay? Everybody needs
exactly.
English. In fact, there was an article, I don't know where it is, but my friend showed me, another friend of mine, and he said that in the next 2 to 3 years, probably, this is a probability, it's a guess, okay? But he says in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe 5 years, it's going to be very difficult to find a job unless you have education in English. So, you know, it's becoming more and more imperative for the parents to say, hey, get off the phone, or maybe use Duolingo. Duolingo is a good app. It's a good app, but you need to get involved in conversation. And that's what English Brazil brings. And so I'm happy to say we are on the right track in this area. But it's not only English. It's about many aspects of their life they need to understand.
Exactly.
They need to understand how to do an account with their money, the money they do have. They need to learn how to use money, how to save money, okay, how to invest money. That's education with finances, and the parents may not know, but they can help the kid find out. And hopefully the parents will find out too, because understanding that part of our lives, controlling our money, is very important. Very important.
Yes, for sure, for sure. But you know, the point is one of the a lot of points, of course. The different situations around the world, because, for example, in Africa we have other kind of needs, different than Europe, different than Asia, different than Americas, and South America and North America as well. So another thing that called my attention is the increase of youth that is not able to read. And
Oh, man.
when I say read, is not only read something, but read and interpreting,
And to comprehend.
to comprehend. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a kind of functional, you know, how can I say, ignorant people, because they don't have the ability or the skills to read something and comprehend. But on the other hand, they prefer to watch videos in YouTube or other stuff because it's easy. It's easier than read a book or read something or read, any kind of material that comes to you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So yeah.
We have an expression, the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Okay, there's an R in everyone, but they don't all begin with the R, but say writing, reading, arithmetic. Okay, but those are very important parts of understanding how to navigate and negotiate life. Is reading something, doing the mathematics, and writing. So very important parts of our lives. And so I know that my church, they have free classes for adult students, people who are, 25 and older, 25, 35, 45, 55, to teach them to learn to read. I know that my mother-in-law was not able to read normal. She had a very great difficulty, but she worked hard. She was a hard worker, a domestic worker, cleaning homes to make her money. And she did okay, when you think about, living a life to do domestic cleaning, you don't make a lot of money, but she did okay. She made good money, relatively speaking. And then she also got a retirement from her, my father-in-law from the military. So she did okay in the last part of her life, but it was not easy to clean homes and to live off that salary. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money.
Exactly.
So
someone that is not able to read or to write or to express oneself in any kind of letters, it's someone that is setting apart of the reality. It's something. It's like someone living in a parallel world.
Yes,
it's sad, man.
It is.
Very
I want to ask you a question because I don't know. But in the United States, in high school, okay, colegio, in the high school level, a child or a young person, they can select to go to a technical school. They can go to regular types of classes, but they also have technical classes about welding, okay, welding or mechanics or something like that, so that they have some type of education to get a job when they get out of high school, because it's required to graduate from high school. If you don't graduate from high school, it's very hard to get a job in America. Very hard. Okay, because you have to have the equivalent. We also have a test you can take, but normally to take that test, you have to go through classes, just like curricular classes. Okay,
Exactly.
It's called GED, General Education Development, or something like that, GED. So it's that equivalent to a high school level diploma. And so you can do that, but it's hard. You have to go to school at night, but you can do it. But the normal high school, you have a division in many schools, not all, but you can go to the regular classes or you can go to technical classes to learn a skill. Does this exist in Brazil too?
Yes, it is. It does. But actually, the quality has been decreasing a lot from times to time. I think last 15 decades, in the past was a very very good and special way to achieve some position in the market,
In the job market, yeah.
in the job market, and the quality was, very good. And the majority of this kind of schools are public. That's the point. You can imagine what happened with these schools after, left-wing party taking over the power, and after the right-wing party, and again left. So it's a messy.
It's a mess. Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah, it's a mess. So that's the point.
I know that education is essential. It is essential. And so when the parents realize that, the parents are willing to pay extra money to have the kids go to school in a private school. That exists. I know. And it's more expensive, but the parent feels very good about this investment in the child's education to get better opportunities in the future. But a person who cannot afford that, they can still get involved in different ways that the government provides so that they have opportunities also. But the parents need to be always proactive, trying to find ways to get the kids into different organizations to help them with their life. It's not easy. And when a parent is spending a lot of money just working to make money, it's hard to organize all the ideas to help the kid too. They go to school, they help the kid when they can, but to find these special programs is not easy. It's not easy. The parent needs to really be in touch with the school system to say, where can my kid go to get English? Where can my kid go to learn to play a musical instrument? Where can my kid go to play football? These programs exist, but you need to know where to go. And that's another educational process for the parents. It's not easy.
Exactly.
It's not easy.
Exactly. I agree 100% with you. And, for me, education culture, it's a question of citizenship. Because without education, without culture, a nation is nothing.
Well, let me tell you, I was talking to my mother today about the American society compared to the Brazilian society. And I said, you know what? In Brazil, we have 30 days of vacation for everybody. Everybody. And, it's very different because in the United States, you get for many years of work, you get 2 weeks of vacation every year. Some places 1 week. 1 week, sometimes 2. But you need to work for like 10, 15 years, and then you get 3 weeks of vacation. And then after about 20, 25 years, you get 4 weeks of vacation. It's not easy to get a good vacation in the United States. You work hard and you get okay money, depends on your job. But the vacation to me is very important, very important. To have time away from the job, to have my mind relaxed, to have fun with my family, very important. And in the United States, they don't have free medical treatment. You need to have medical insurance to go to the hospital, to go to a doctor. You need insurance, and you need to pay for the insurance. Even Obamacare, you need to pay for. You need to pay. It's not free. So if you don't have money, you don't have insurance, you can go to the emergency room, and the doctor will say, okay, here, okay, bye, see ya. You're gone, man. They don't see you.
Yeah.
It's money for the hospital they're losing. The hospital is losing money. To pay the doctor, to pay the people.
Exactly. I saw a few days ago an article, I think from CNN or other news like that. Some pictures in USA that people that was, dispatched or dismissed from a hospital, patients.
At the emergency room.
Yeah, from the emergency room, and they are laying off in the street.
I'm telling you.
without treatment, without medicine, without nothing.
And I would say
anything.
I would say probably around 30 to 40 years ago, they stopped the medical treatment for mentally ill people. The people who are, we say, crazy, schizophrenics, and people who have some serious medical problems, emotionally or mentally. And they stopped this program with the American government. They said, oh, if you want to go see a psychologist, you need to pay from private insurance. The government, U.S. government, will not pay for that anymore. Say, wow, man, there's a lot of crazy people on the street now. A lot of people, because the government doesn't see the need. Well, look at how many people get shot every day. Mass killings, okay? 5 people, 10 people, 15 people get shot because the person's emotionally unstable or mentally ill, and they need treatment, but they can't get it from the government. It's like, okay, I'll be crazy. You want me to be crazy? I'll kill you all. Okay? Like, man.
Yeah, it's sad.
Weird society. This is weird, man.
Mad
If
world.
you need help, you can get help from the society of Brazil. Another part is education. In America, the education's free up until high school. In Brazil, too. After high school, you need to pay the university to go to the university. In Brazil, you do too, unless you get good scores in the NA. If you get good scores in the NA, you can get a scholarship. You can get money to go to a university. Or if you do good on the, what is it called, vestibular for a university, you can get money to go to the school because you scored very high. You have a good memory to memorize dates, places, names. To me, that's what it is. It's a memorization. If you can memorize a lot of things, you can score good on those tests, except when it comes to mathematics. You need to understand formulas. You need to, interpret formulas, use the formulas to accomplish and understand the answer, how to get the answer, the correct answer. But many times it's memorization. It's like many people don't have excellent memory. Some people do. So in these tests, I think it's skewed. It's not, a very good way, but it's a way to evaluate person A from person B from person C, to understand who do we want to give the opportunity to continue within the system of education that we are providing. So with USP, if you could do good on the NA, you could go to USP, which is equivalent to the Harvard of the United States. It's equivalent. It's not the same school, it's a different country, but it's still high level inside the country. And FGV is another one too. Very good schools. There are many good schools in Brazil too. But to go to school in university level, you have to pay in both areas, both countries. But there are some possibilities. So I'm just saying, the American society is good, but it has limitations. Very many limitations, and it's about money. It's a capitalistic society. Whereas more social.
But complementing your thoughts, actually in Brazil, for medium class and beyond, and above, it's common to pay for school to children. For example, my son always studied in particular private schools, because the system, the public system is not good for fundamental learning process. And for us here in Brazil, is the opposite. For example, USP, University of São Paulo, or the federal universities surrounding Brazil, has a very good level of learning system, recognized around the world. But for fundamental, that is, like the name says, it's fundamental. So it's the opposite, and I can agree with that, but it's a long discussion. But it's not fair for in general. And the other stuff that, like you said, the vestibular don't take account the historic of the student, which
Yeah,
is very important.
it's a very static, it's a very you know, unbending formula to understand this person compared to that person compared to that person. It's like it's cut and
Exactly.
dry. If you don't fit that formula, you don't fit that system, okay, you don't fit, you know, because they have their agenda of teaching the kids, teaching people. So one thing I
Exactly.
wanted to say is that some people learn more with their hands. They are more hands-on learning. And I say that many boys are like this compared to girls. Some girls are too, but many boys are more hands-on. To sit in a classroom and to think with that teacher and maybe with some students to understand and to communicate is not easy for some kids. They learn more with their hands.
Exactly.
So that's why our system fails some of the students, because it's not set up to adapt to this part of learning, this type of learning. And so that's a difficulty for me to see this happening. It's been that way forever. You know, I think that there should be some practical application involved in the education process for everybody. And the kids that learn more with their hands will excel. They will do very well in this area, where the other kids were more intellectual. I could just listen and understand. Those kids will not do as well in that area. But then you can understand everybody's different, and we can all accomplish different things, different ways, and still have a great society.
For sure. For sure.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is that we need to consider every part of the kids' learning process. So not everybody has the same ambition to be an astronaut, to be a doctor, a lawyer. Some kids want to paint cars. They love cars, and they want to make cars beautiful with paint. So everybody has a different ambition in their life. Not everybody needs to fit into a mold that this is what we all need to do to make the best money. I think that we all need to have the ability to make money enough to enjoy life as everybody. Okay? Not that the man who sweeps the street gets so much less than the person who works in an automobile factory, that works in an office doing computer work. They all get paid much differently in our society. I would love to see a way to equalize that, to give everybody the opportunity to enjoy life like everybody wants to, okay? To travel, to do different things. But it's the way it's set up in our society, that the more money you make, the more money you have to use for your life. And the more education, normally, not always, is equivalent to the money you're going to make. Because you have a PhD doesn't mean you're going to have a lot of money. I know people with a PhD and they make average money. They don't make, high money.
Yes.
So
yes,
that PhD is not a guarantee of riches and lots of success.
Exactly. But the point in this article, I think the takeaway here is the concern of youth about education. It's a starting, so it's good to hear this.
Yes.
And the point is, okay, United Nations is sponsoring this survey, and how these issues will be addressed nation by nation or each nation around the world.
So we need to say goodbye for now, because it's the end of our recording time. But I just want to tell everybody, thank you for coming today. Thank you, Juvenal, for your time. So we'll see you next time.
It's a pleasure.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.